Greetings, everybody. Greetings. I contemplated and I asked myself, is it worth doing this video? Is it really worth doing this video? Because it's the same old thing. The same old shit. About this Breonna Taylor trial. We haven't learned yet that the justice system is not going to be fair to us. The justice system don't give a fuck about us. What more do we expect from this system? Why do we think that praying and crying is going to do all the work? And people argue that protesting and riot ain't going to do nothing. No. But to me, that's better than praying and crying. Because all the praying and all the reaching out to God and asking God for a sign, that's not really doing anything. It ain't stopping these motherfuckers from killing our asses. It ain't stopping shit. So you're telling me a black woman who happened to be in her home, the police kicked down the door, and the officer that shot her, he got charged, but he wasn't charged for a murder. He was charged for something else. And the other two, they basically got away. So basically, it's the woman's fault, right? It is Breonna's fault. And then I see some of you clowns out there. I see some of you motherfuckers. Y'all think y'all slick. Y'all try to use her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, who was a drug dealer, as an excuse, as a justification why she got killed. Fuck y'all. Y'all full of shit. Don't try that shit. That's not the justification for it. So you trying to say because her dude or her ex-dude was caught up in the streets and got a charge on him related to drugs, that's why she deserves to die? Fuck you. And I hope, just fuck you, because you full of shit. You're full of shit. Your comments is full of shit. There is no reason for that woman to get killed the way she did. Especially in her own house. You know what? I'm going to read the article. I got 2 articles. And I'm going to show you the video of the protest and what Donald Trump had to say. Yeah. All right, let's get to it. All right, let's get to this article. So right here, it says, no charges in death of Breonna Taylor, officer indicted for endangering neighbors. It says more than 6 months after emergency medical worker Breonna Taylor was shot dead by police in her Louisville home, a grand jury has indicted one officer in relation to shooting into her neighbor's apartment, but no officers were charged for their role in Taylor's death. Former officer Brett Hankson, or whatever you say his fucking last name, was indicted on 3 counts of wanton endangerment, and 2 other officers who opened fire were not indicted. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced the results of the grand jury proceeding in Frankfurt following months of rallies with protesters demanding that the officers involved in Taylor's death be charged. Two of the officers who opened fire, John Madley and Miles Cosgrove, were justified in their action. Wait a minute, were justified in their action. Cameron said the officers were previously placed on leave while Hickerson has been fired. The death of the 26-year-old black woman is among several police shootings that have been galvanized a nationwide push for police reform and racial justice. Louisville has been on edge for days, awaiting a charging decision in the case, with rumors swirling, but no clear indication of when it would come. That's enough. That's enough. So they opened fire on this woman as proven to be justified. I'm trying to understand how. You know what? I don't even need to ask how. I guess because now it's legal for motherfuckers can goddamn walk into your home and shoot you, open fire on your ass, right? Especially if you unarmed, you ain't doing nothing. They did say this woman have a weapon or anything. And this is supposed to be an attorney general that's supposed to represent the family. Is this the same motherfucker that was so in a rush to marry his white fiance and that put all this shit on hold? What's the justification? No, just, I get, yeah, then again, I guess because they law enforcement is justifiable. And you know what? Let me show y'all something. Wait a minute, hold on. Because this shit is baffling. Manley fired 6 times and Cosgrove fired 16 times, Cameron said. Cameron said 2 different ballistic reports with differing conclusion left it unclear which officer fired the shot that killed Taylor. Cameron said none of the 3 officers were involved in obtaining the search warrant, which was linked to a drug investigation into Taylor's ex-boyfriend who did not live there. No drugs were found in Taylor's home. So if there was no drug found in her home, then what the fuck did she get shot? Why in the fuck did they shoot this woman? Why in the fuck did they kill this woman in her own fucking apartment? Why in the fuck? If they ain't find shit, they know that the motherfucking ex-boyfriend was living there. So why the fuck did they open fire on this motherfucker? I mean, why they open fire on this woman? Why? Again, it's called privilege. Oh no, I'm not finished yet. The warrant is under review as a part of a federal investigation, he said. Wait a minute, then read this. Here's the part right here. It says the death of Breonna Taylor is a tragedy, Wicker wrote, but these officers did not act in a reckless or unprofessional manner. They did their duty, performed their roles as law enforcement officers, and all above did not break the law. They did not act in unprofessional manner. They did their duties. They did not break the law. So what is the justification behind this woman's murder? Why was this woman killed? If they did not break the law, then why the fuck was she killed? Again, it's called privilege. You know, I don't even want to read no more of that shit. This shit just it's just disgusting. But I will read this article right here. Yep. Let's look at this article. This article says protesters in Louisville turned violent as police said two officers were shot during demonstration that erupted after a Kentucky grand jury on Wednesday indicted one officer for allegedly endangering the neighbors of Breonna Taylor during the police shooting that resulted in her death. The Louisville Metro Police Department provided limited details about the shooting, which took place just before the 9 p.m. curfew went into effect. Both officers are stable and have non-life-threatening injuries. I am very concerned about the safety of our officers, interim Police Chief Robert Schreider said at a press conference Wednesday night. So, there was two officers that got shot. You're concerned about the well-being of the officers, but not about the citizens, especially those who are innocent. I hate this government. I hate it. I hate the government. Then and then you want to know why black people don't vote? Why most black people don't vote? Because shit ain't gonna change. We've been having our hopes up too high for very long, and nothing changed. Nothing. There was little to no difference taking place, whether it be with Bush, whether it had been with Clinton, what it had been with Obama, what it had been with Trump. It ain't much change. With regard to the justice system, none of this shit changed. But I got another video I'm gonna play, and after this, I'm done. Well, okay, here we go right here.
I've been living in America for over 50 years. So, and America been sending out the same signal to me since I was born. No justice for anybody that looks like me.
Protect black women! Protect black women! Protect black women!
I'm here today to make sure that you understand something, America. I'm ashamed of you again. You heard what they said, Black Lives Matter. But the thing is important. Why am I out here fighting for my human rights? But America, guess what? You didn't surprise me at all. You're the same America that you were in 1865 when you emancipated black people that you are today. We cannot let you keep murdering our kids, our family members, and keep getting away with it. A slap on the wrist. We already knew it because you start preparing, you start blocking stuff. You blocking the community, boarding up. We already knew that's guilt. We know you're guilty.
You will be arrested if you do not get out the street.
Saddened, definitely, that a police officer could be charged for shooting bullets through her apartment, but not in her apartment. Breonna means so much to so many people because I have a daughter that could be Breonna. I would like to see people in leadership, be it locally, county, city, and state leadership that actually care about the people that live in this state and in this city.
If you and I walk into our house and we accidentally kill 3 people, whether the bullet went through a wall or something, we would be charged at a minimum with manslaughter. You're looking at the people and all the police out here, And if they can take this much time and this much of their resources to put down barricades and set up downtown for 3 days prior to the verdict, then they should have erred on that side and used that much of abundance of caution on a no-knock warrant, made sure that body cameras were installed. And the public has completely lost trust of the people that are supposed to protect and serve us. And not to mention, most of these people don't actually live in our neighborhood. So it's not as if these are my neighbors, or I understand like, hey, Officer Cindy, or no. So I don't know what else people are supposed to do. My grandparents always said, you know, if you keep on turning cheek after cheek, you're in an abusive relationship. So you tell me, what are people supposed to do when the people that are supposed to be publicly protecting and serving them aren't? What's our no justice, no peace? So Breonna Taylor could be any of us. And the frustrating part that I think most of us, white, black, Hispanic, realize is that like we can't live in a police state in the United States in 2020, and we have to make police departments and police unions liable when they mess up. And this time was a miscarriage of justice.
I live on the street. I've lived here for almost 40 years. I lived through the Vietnam War, all the killings and things that have happened over all these years. I never would have thought this kind of thing would be in my neighborhood. I can sympathize and empathize with people who have lost so many, and I think it's just had enough. I'm afraid for our country. I'm afraid for what's going to happen after this election.
You heard that man? That man said he afraid for this country. Why you afraid for the country now? I wonder why you afraid for the country. You know, there's more I could say, but I'm really trying to bite my tongue because I know my tongue can be very lethal. Lethal like a weapon. But I feel some kind of way when I see a bunch of white people out there protesting. I just feel some kind of way. Because the question is, are you really fighting for our rights? Or are you just doing it because you don't want black folks to retaliate? I mean, yeah, you got a few genuine white people, but when there's a bunch of white folks like that, I have to ask questions. What's your whole agenda? But let's hear what your excuse me. Let's hear what your whack ass president had to say. Oh boy.
Earlier today about
All right, let me show you what your president had to say. This goes to show you how he really feels about the whole trial. Let me show you how he feels. Hold up.
the Breonna Taylor case. Yes. Could you comment now? I assume you've been briefed on the charges in the Breonna
Well, I thought
Taylor
it was
case.
really brilliant. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron is doing a fantastic job. I think he's a star. And he made a statement that I'll just read. Justice is not often easy. It does not fit the mold of public opinion, and it does not conform to shifting standards. answers only to the facts and to the law. If we simply act on emotion or outrage, there's no justice. Mob justice is not justice. Justice sought by violence is not justice. It just becomes revenge. I mean, I heard that. I said, write that down for me, please, because I think it was a terrific statement. He's handling it very well. You know who he is, right? I think you know. I think everyone now knows who he is. I will be speaking to the governor, and we have a call scheduled to make very shortly with the governor. I understand he's called up the National Guard, which is a good thing. I think it's a very positive thing. And it'll all work out.
Can I just follow on your Supreme Court nominee? It's highly unlikely that any Democrats will vote for your nominee. If and when it comes to a vote in the Senate,
we don't know.
given the posture,
Really good candidate.
I think that's a pretty safe assumption. But
I hope y'all heard that. He said the general attorney did a brilliant job. And he's a great guy. How did he do a brilliant job? I don't get it. But I'm going to put that in translation. He's a good nigger. Good job, nigger. That's how I translate it. When I hear this from Donald Trump, that's what comes to my mind. Good job, nigger. You did a great job by not indicting those police officers.